one.
Oh well.
So you've done much material writing. My material has deteriorated from being kind of mostly about not liking my kids and my wife to now I'm definitely want to kill my wife and children.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, the first week, it was just like I had a bit of a ADHD head, and I wrote quite a lot, but it was mainly like virus related, and I don't think I'll end up doing any of it apart from one or two which I really like.
Yeah.
The more offensive ones, but it was just something to do, and then weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of nothing.
Yeah, it's all. I mean, coronavirus material is already hacked, and no one's actually chance to perform it yet, have they? Like, you can't do it when you get out. It's just going to be too much. Everyone's going to be talking.
I think everyone's going to do it, and it's going to get old really fast.
Yeah, the first week back, everyone's just going to be like, "Nah, sick of it now."
Yeah, if people are still doing it, so I said I'm recording a separate audio, and I wasn't talking into the microphone for a while. I said if people are still doing it like 2 months in and they're not really good jokes, it's not going to go down too well.
That's it. That was the problem when you came up with the Australian bushfire jokes. They were only good through January. They got to drop them, didn't they? When the rain comes, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, and now, thanks in the many positives of the global pandemic, no one gives a fuck. No one gives a fuck about anything that happened before.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Including, like, there's a whole reduction of wokeness online, which is lovely. It's beautiful. We've forgotten about fires.
People didn't even say anything about when that footage of like the UFOs came out. Everyone's just like, yeah.
Nobody cares that they're aliens. No one.
Yeah, no one cares because there's a queue outside Waitrose.
Yeah, that's it. That was you always think how the big reveal will be, like there'll be mass panic. Yeah. But there's already been the panic over toilet roll 2 months ago. And that's it. Go on. Go
on then. Oh, I say we had a bit of a toilet roll issue at the beginning, but we're all good now. Everyone's bottoms are nice and clean.
They are. That's all gone away, which is lovely. How are people behaving around your neck of the woods? Are they all right?
Yeah, they're all right. Like, we've definitely become a bit like a bit like twatty when you see the same people walk past your house like twice. We're like, ooh, that's their that's all right now. That's their second time out of the house.
COVID starts the behaviour.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. But we haven't got involved in the clapping. No, we did the clapping on the first day. Felt a bit like a twat and didn't do it again.
Yeah, I haven't. Luckily, people around here haven't done it because I haven't heard any. I haven't had it once.
Yeah,
so I've been really lucky, and it's a nice idea. But realistically, most people who are actually on the front line, at the beginning of this when they were busy, it's like they're either at work or they're probably at home trying to get some sleep.
Yeah.
I was like, stop banging your pots and pans out the window.
It's such an English thing to do as well, also a British thing to do, just to like go out and clap.
And you know who's soaking up the glory as well as the free Dominoes and fucking Costa Coffee that NHS wife has got? It isn't the people on the front line treating patients. It's some fucking secretary who never sees a patient. She's in a building in the town centre, and then she just goes in, NHS free coffee.
She's got her little sort of name badge, isn't she? Which says NHS, and everyone's like, "You're a hero."
Soaking it up, and then did you notice how quickly supermarket workers stopped being heroes? Because they were heroes for like 2 weeks. And like, oh my god, now we realise how important you are. And now after like 2 months, now we're like, you're just a supermarket worker again. Like, can you get
because that's the annoying thing, isn't it? Like, if you're like a young sort of 18, 19-year-old, but before you might have gone out and pretended to be a doctor to try and have sex with someone, you had that like 2 week period where you could go out and tell them your actual job and I'd maybe get sex with someone, but now it's gone. It's too late now.
That's it. I stock shelves at Tesco's at night. It's like, oh my god, suck your dick. Now it's just like, ugh.
Oh, back to it. Well,
no offense, we do work in the supermarket. I've worked in the supermarket in the past. It does,
Yeah, it's good to know someone who works in the supermarket. We saw a friend used to do it, and they used to just like take all our stuff up, and he'd scan like every other thing through for you, and you just off you go.
My mate Dave, who can't be. I haven't spoken to him for a long time, but he used to work in a shop called All Days, and we used to go in, and we were like a crate of beer and like a fridge milkshake and a thing of crisps, and he would charge for the milkshake and the crisps and not the beer. We're like, I'll see you later, then, Dave. Yeah, handy.
There's always a way though, if you like work like in a pub or something like that, or like a restaurant, and people come in, even if you only vaguely know, you sort of feel under pressure to sort of like basically steal from your employer to sort of give them stuff.
Under pressure, but also like you wanna look cool.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What are you drinking out of shot? Is that a cup of tea?
It's just a little bit of water.
There we go. I've got water, beer, and whiskey on the table here, so I'll decide. I'll
see how the conversation goes. If it's a whiskey conversation, beer conversation, or water conversation, you've got to see what happens.
Kind of mix it up. But I was a bit late as well because I was ramming 3 donuts into my face. because it's my birthday tomorrow, I went out and bought some donuts and a gingerbread man. I was like, fuck it, I'm fine. So I got all that stuff. And then I looked at it and I thought, I can't eat 4 donuts tomorrow. I'll have 2 today. That's reasonable-ish.
That makes it better, man. Yeah, that's less sad, definitely, sure.
Less sad, and I actually just ate 3 in a row. I ate 2 and went, I want another one, and I ate another one.
So because you're by yourself, aren't you, in your flat?
Yeah, this is just me. So the mental illness is peaking.
It's getting lonelier and lonelier.
It's crazy. Like just the fact it's just not being able to do much. I mean, now's better.
Yeah.
And I am quite lucky in that I'm near a massive park, so I can wank up a tree or
happy days. Hit the pigeons, get them back.
Yeah, and I've been running and stuff. So my plan is to return to some form of comedy with no beer belly. Whilst drinking a pint with a whiskey on the table.
That's it, man. If you buy yourself, you need to get like a sort of a Wilson, like a little sort of imaginary friend.
Yeah, I think maybe a cardboard cutout or a few of them, just in different rooms, hanging out, doing different things. One's drinking a cocktail, one's just chilling.
Just like the Home Alone, where he has the party, doesn't he? Where it's just the cardboard cutouts when the guys come round.
And he's dancing with the strings.
Yeah, banging. It's such a good film. Forget how good that film is.
I tell you what was good at Christmas. There were the movies that made us on Netflix.
Yeah.
So that was on. It's really good. It's like little 20-minute, maybe 30-minute episodes. They did Dirty Dancing, Ghostbusters, and Home Alone.
Yeah.
But it's all about the behind-the-scenes story, how they come to make it, what happened, and all that stuff. So the Home Alone one's really good.
Home Alone's good. Macaulay Culkin was. There wasn't anyone bigger. Maybe Michael Jackson was just a bit bigger than Macaulay Culkin back when we were kids.
Is that why he fucked him?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Just a bit of dominance. It's just make sure Macaulay Culkin was getting big until Michael just thought, no, I've got to put this little kid in his place.
He was massive, and I remember being a kid, like a little kid at that time. He's kind of like Macaulay Culkin was like a role model. He's like, I want to be that kid. I want to be burgled and fight him off with tins of paint. But that's I went on I watched the Goonies 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's also a banger. Yeah, I used to get called. What's his name? Hey, you guys. That guy.
Sloth.
That's Sloth. Yeah. A few used to call me that at school, unkindly.
You don't even look like Sloth. We know
I don't know.
Other people that look more like Sloth.
I think I had ugly teen years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was an amusing way to deal with a retarded kid that got dropped on his head. Yeah. Tied up in a basement for 20 years.
Yeah, do you reckon they should do a remake and then just, I don't know, have some sort of politically correct replacement?
Well, if you think what happens,
someone with dyslexia.
How did he get jacked as well? He was massive, and he was just tied up in a basement, presumably for 30 years. And
just doing loads of press ups.
And at the end, Chunk just took him home in front of the police. He's like, this retarded boy, I'm going to say retard, this retarded boy we found in the basement, I'm taking him home now. No paperwork.
Yeah, no CBD check or not, what is it, CRT, whatever it is.
Yeah, he's not he's related to the Fratellis, but he's not a criminal. But the police would check that out first, surely. Are you sure he's not one, or this Chinese kid standing in his way is telling me he's not?
Yeah, highly likely he's been doing significant amount of anabolic steroids through his upbringing.
Yeah, unbelievable.
His parents are cool as well. His parents are like, yeah, bring him home. No worries.
Mama, drop Chunk. That was an impression of Spock from the Goonies and nothing else. Classic, and it stands up for me. It stands up. I'm watching the opening scene, reminds me of being a kid still. The music,
There's a few, because it's always a shame when you get like, because I did it with Thundercats with my kids. I was like, oh, I bought the box set thinking, oh, I remember how much I love this. My kids are going to absolutely love it. And they looked at it and they thought it was a piece of shit.
It's not like CGI and 3D.
There's no CGI. Yeah, it's just like terrible sort of voice acting. Like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Thundercats was a real favourite of mine. I remember that.
Yeah, it was. It was
just
so
coming
good.
in like 4:45, whatever time it was, like Lion-O with a sword, getting ready to go. I think I liked Panther. I don't know if I was becoming gay as a kid.
Everybody liked Panther, yeah.
I love the big muscly cat.
Yeah, he was good.
Because he had a tank, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, what was it called? I can't remember what it's called now. Thundercat. No, Thunder Tank, I think it was. Yeah.
Probably everything was Thunder something like Thunder Tank.
But it doesn't stand up. It's not. Don't go back and watch it. It'll just ruin your amazing childhood memories.
That's a real shame.
But Toy Story doesn't stand up really now. If you go back and watch Toy Story, it looks a bit dated. I mean, it's quite a good story, but it's like the CGI isn't as good, nearly as good as some of the stuff you can get now.
Yeah, the original, that was one of the that was like early 90s. 94 was it? 95.
Yeah, something
like that. That early CGI did date quite quickly.
Yeah.
Because by like 99, 2000, they'd really got on top of it.
Yeah.
Go on.
No, Karen, I was going to say some of the stuff I'm going to watch with my kids now is ridiculous. And I reckon there's like I don't think you can get a better film than Up. It's just such a perfect film. Everything
Up's
about
amazing.
that film is so good.
Up's amazing, and I cried like a real pussy in the cinema as well.
Yeah, the opening scene. At
the beginning, I'm like crying with my 3D glasses on, just going.
Yeah. This is just a perfect film. It's got absolutely everything. It's funny, like yeah. Can't beat it really.
It is superb. I used to be really into those, and when like Blu-ray came out, I used to get the films because I like the artwork as well. I just like looking at the clear artwork, but not long after Up, I stopped watching them. So I've got like 10 to go back and watch.
Yeah,
I saw Brave. The last one I saw was Brave.
Yeah. I kind of missed the cinema because it was just we used to go when we took the kids.
Yeah.
My wife always does the driving, and they sell beers now at the cinema, so you can go and have like, through a kid's film. If you go out and you can have sort of 3 or 4 pints. So it's quite a nice way to sit and relax and drink responsibly with the children, and then sort of go home and fall asleep on the sofa.
Yeah, I've noticed more and more do beer. I know you've got like what's it called? What's the posh cinema called now?
Cineworld, Cineplex.
No, it's like you get the big seats and the food. I haven't even been to one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, yeah.
I'm having a complete break. There's one in Cardiff now.
We'll call it Cunt Cinema.
Cunt Cinema.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I started talking about it, but I know they do nice drinks and stuff. I think that's my point. But yeah, regular cinemas do now. And I think I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood last year, and I snuck a bunch of beers in, and I sat at the front and just put my feet up and just cracked open the bottles.
That's so. I can't remember the last time. I think the last time we snuck beers into a cinema, I can remember doing it was I was young, underage drink. In fact, it was underage drinking. We went to watch the Truman Show, and my friend puked all over the girl who was sat in front of him, and then we had to run out of the cinema. And it was about 15 minutes into the film, and then we hid in the bush outside. We were only about 14, but that was back in the day when you could go out in it was Wells down in sort of Somerset. You could go out and actually get served in pubs when you're 14.
Oh yeah.
And you used to think you could get served because you looked 18. It wasn't the actual fact. You could get served because they just didn't give a fuck.
They didn't give a fuck, and if it's in these little Somerset villages, they just want all the customers they can get. We were like 17, so 16, 17 we started going to the pub, and the landlord knew we were 16 and 17 because he knew my mum.
Yeah.
But we used to be so fucked up. We'd take 4 packs of Stella into the pub, get the person who we thought looked or was getting served because he looked old, to get a round, and then we'd top up from the toilet in like Stella cans. But he'd come up to the table one day, Harvey, from the Elephant and Castle in Amersham.
Yeah.
He goes, look guys, he goes, I know you're underage, all right? He's just stop pouring fucking Stella out in the toilet and keep quiet. And he goes, you can keep coming, in. But that was an official response from the landlord.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like, no, we're losing our license. You've got to go.
Those are the glory days, aren't they? Back in those days, must be a nightmare being like a teen now. They just do all those. They just get drugs from the dark web, don't they? Instead,
drugs from the dark web, and also some of them do wholesome things and don't drink. Like,
yes, true. Yeah.
In my hometown, there was literally, well, for shitheads like me, there was nothing to do. As soon as you start getting old enough to go out, you're drinking in the park, and then it's sort of pub time. But yeah, there was nothing else to do. So we had a lot of good pubs. It was like old 16th century pubs. You'd have 9 of them on a high street and just do a little pub crawl.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I didn't really have that because I was in boarding school for like since I was 8. So we did a lot of drinking, sort of having to sneak out of the house and do a lot of drinking in our dorm rooms and stuff like that. So we never really got to like, or go to pubs like on weekends around mates' houses and stuff like that.
Did you all stand around and see how quickly each of you could come on a digestive?
No, I heard that was the rumor of private school. But I was invited.
I'm sure someone I knew that went to boarding school told me they did something like that as well. I don't know if that's a real thing anymore.
Yeah, maybe people just didn't think I'd have very nice tasting cum, so they just didn't invite me to these delicious biscuit parties they were having.
I mean, I assume someone ate the biscuit. That's what I just assume, like the loser had to eat the biscuit or something like.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do it with a rich tea, would you? Because that's just going to fall apart before the last man's finished.
Fall apart. A digestive would absorb, I think.
Yeah. In
fact, if you've got a topping.
If you're gonna, you want something to absorb it, so you wouldn't sort of actually have the cum on top. Digestive, probably. Maybe a wafer. No, wafer's too weak.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, a wafer might be too porous.
Yeah. Who knows? Gingerbread, ginger nut.
Ginger nut's strong.
It's not big though, because they're usually quite small, aren't they? Maybe it depends how many guys you've got. If you've just got 2 of you, ginger nut's probably all right. But if there's it's a whole gang, whole house, 50 lads, then got to rethink your biscuit choice.
Never got into it. Do you think we took coronavirus to Birmingham on March the 12th?
Or brought it back?
Maybe. Because I was feeling really sick, not only during that time, but for like the 2 weeks before and lots of time afterwards. And the guy that runs like one of the comedy nights, I don't know if I told you, but one of the comedy nights that I do, he died.
I remember you saying that.
Did I tell you that night? That must have been the week before the Hollybush.
Yeah.
But we did the gig on Thursday, and
it was the week before that. Yeah.
By the Friday, there were messages going on the Facebook going, "Sorry to hear about Steve."
Yeah.
I still don't know how. Like, did I kill him? But,
I don't know, because you were supposed to be going to Brazil and everything, weren't you?
Yep, I was supposed to go March the 26th, something like that. So it was literally 10 days after we started to shut down a bit.
So do you reckon you've had it then?
No. I mean, I'm going to say no, because at the beginning of it, I thought yes, but loads of people thought yes.
Yeah.
There was also like a flu going around and different colds. It was pretty bad, like unusual what I had, but I'll just have to assume no.
Without testing, it's tough to know, because I felt ill for like a weekend, like sort of flu-y and stuff like that, and thought I had it, but usually you can't really tell really.
No one knows, right? So fuck it.
Pandemic. We'll get out of this. Yeah, I kind of think now it's time. I kind of just people who are at high risk stay at home, and everyone else just can get out. I reckon. Those are my thoughts now.
Free America.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I totally agree with you. Like if you.
Or if you want to, not unless if you're at risk. Maybe even if you're just a bit scared, you stay. I don't mind. Stay at home. That's fine. But I would happily.
And everyone else would be the pussy and get out.
Yeah. I'd risk it. I take it to the pub. I've got kids. If one of them has to go, so I can go to the pub and do some comedy, then so be it.
I go out every day. I know people that are still going shopping every 2 weeks and like not out much. I'm like, listen, just get out there. The weather's nice. Go for a walk. At least just go for a walk once a day. I go to the shop all the time just because it's something to do.
Yeah.
That's it. I want to go and queue up at Tesco's, please.
It feels like a treat. I used to hate doing the weekly shop, but now on like a Wednesday morning, I go out and look forward to it. It feels like a nice treat to get out of the house by myself.
Yeah.
To go like
do
down
you
to
know
Aldi.
what? I hope after this they keep social distancing in shops. That would be my absolute dream.
Yeah.
Because when you're inside, apart from the odd fatty, I am shaming you. Apart from that, when you're in the aisles, it's really nice. There's space.
Yeah.
You forget going in there and there's people leaning over you and bumping into you all the time.
One-way. I like the one-way systems in there. They've got in a few shops.
Me too. Yes.
Ideal. Yeah.
Yes.
Keep a one-way system in there. Keep it queuing outside. As long as you get there early, you're all right. Yeah, there is some good stuff.
I think there's a lot of good stuff. It's nice. There's less traffic. There's less planes pissing around.
Yeah.
It's not going to last. We're all going to forget. Like 2 months after this is all over, it'll be like, fuck you. And just selfish pieces of shit again.
Yeah, but it's not going to be for a while though, is it? Because it's like all these stages. Like,
complete normality is probably going to be in the region of years, like a couple of years.
You reckon? You reckon that long?
Well, it's got to be a vaccine, right?
Vaccines take up to 4 years to produce, and they've SARS has been, which is related to the coronavirus, is been around for 18 years, and they still haven't got a vaccine for that.
Yeah, the one benefit is that the whole planet's dropped stuff and is researching it now, whereas that never happened before, because no one really gave a fuck about SARS. It's kind of over there. It's a bit over here, and we fund it a bit, but now everyone's pumping in money. So we'll see. But without getting too much into the virus talk, I think I think the effects of it will be felt for a while, but we will, after Christmas and stuff, I think it will be all right, as long as you don't get a second thing.
Yeah. See what happens. Because I just want to know when we can go back and start gigs will start again. Have you done any of these Zoom gigs?
No.
Yeah, my thoughts as well.
No one's asked me, because I think I made my thoughts extremely clear earlier. Well, there's no way. It's not comedy. Shush. It's comedy, but it's not a gig, and you're not getting anything out of it apart from your ego and maybe the social aspects. I get it, but I just don't want to do it. I don't want to sit there with 12 people in a Zoom with one person going, and the internet's all stutty, and then what are you doing? You're performing, and with Zoom you can't really hear people laughing. You'll say something, and there has to be a break, and then someone goes, aha.
Well, don't they just tap hearts and stuff? I don't know.
Oh God, it's not
maybe
good.
It's good. Maybe it's good. Maybe we're missing out. But
maybe we are, but I'm going to continue to miss out forever.
Yeah.
If that was the only way you do it, I still wouldn't do it, because it's not. The good thing about that I like about comedy is that nervousness. There's people there, and you don't know how they're going to react. So it's kind of ooh, and then you feel it in the room. You feel the silence or the laugh, whatever it is.
Yeah. Shame, but I think I'm going to start writing putting some sketches together.
Cool.
And do some of that sort of stuff, just to do something, because otherwise you just feel like it's sort of stagnating a bit, really.
Well, that's why I kicked this off a bit, because I was talking about it for ages. But when you're gigging a lot of the time and stuff, you can't pin people down because they're working, and then there are gigs, and it's at the moment I can sort of nab them in quarantine. But, on top of that, just do something different. Like Dave Jeffries has done his little. I've done. I'm so patronising.
Oh, isn't he brave? Isn't he brave?
Love you, Dave. No, I did it as well. The vanished thing. It's really, I like just something different, something weird.
Yeah, I done one of those for him. It was good fun. It was quite good fun reading it. It took me ages to get through it without making any mistakes. So.
Yeah, I didn't get the performance I wanted because I had to shout some really weird stuff, but I was quite conscious about my neighbours, even though I shouldn't be, because they're dicks. It was 10 o'clock. What were you shouting? Felch my arsehole, felch my ass.
But surely they're used to that sort of stuff from your flatmate.
I mean, I think especially when I get in at 2 a.m. drunk after a comedy.
Or will they be well, that's weird because belching's usually happening on a Wednesday and it's a Friday, so.
Yeah, I think that's what I just didn't want to upset their routine.
Yeah.
They thought was my routine was. I didn't give it my full commitment.
Full beans, yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice. It's nice. What other things are people doing? Joe Riley's got a podcast.
Have you listened to that yet?
Yeah, I've listened to a couple. It's really weird, isn't it, with the music and.
I haven't had a chance to listen to it.
Yeah, so he does little music for it. I think he does it himself in the background.
His boom boom drummedy bass music.
Yeah, and then he just chats Joe stuff. But it's cool.
That's good.
I don't know. No, I do like it.
I think it's good to just go out and do these things, isn't it? Like got to do something to keep yourself sane.
Exactly, keep yourself sane. Do not dance on TikTok. with the people you're locked up with. Okay, that's the only thing. That's my only thing, because there's some real problems going around online.
On TikTok, yeah, people are just desperate, aren't they, for like a bit of attention?
Yeah, I know. That's what it is. I mean, I guess we all are a bit, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's always that thing where you see like some 17-year-old who's got like 20 million followers and is making a load of money from advertisement. You think, well, maybe I could do something that everyone's going to find really funny, but they didn't realize actually the reason she's popular is that she's 17-year-old girl, as opposed to doing anything that's worth watching.
Yeah, someone's going to explain it to us at some point. I think people just look at your tits. But I don't know. Whatever, right? I guess it's their outlet and stuff, and I don't really go on looking for it. But when it pops up in my feed and stuff, it's like, oh.
Well, some of the stuff on TikTok. Did you ever watch follow Christine Pazitsky? Tom Segura's wife.
Yeah,
she posts some really funny stuff.
She creates TikToks, right? She calls them TikTards.
Yeah,
Cool,
some of that
cool
stuff
guys.
is. Yeah. Some of that stuff. I mean, if you want to feel better about yourself as a person, and you see some of these people, like.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of loading people on meth.
Yeah. Well, they're either comic geniuses or loaning people on meth. Yeah. We had this amazing. Me and Jack were starting that comedy night.
In jokes,
in jokes. Well, we had some. I think the constitution should have been very old, but she must be. I don't know. It's just 16-year-old sort of. Maybe not even that. 15-year-old sort of. Girl who keeps sending us like music videos of her songs, but they're like real like one's about stopping smoking, and the other one's about like feminism and stuff like that. Because I think she thinks we're like not a comedy open mic night, but like just like an open mic night, like a music one. So she keeps sending us these like really but they're ridiculously funny. So I can't work out whether she's just a bit weird and got it all wrong, or she's just like the funniest person that lives. Yeah, that she's some sort of comic genius.
I say invite if it comes back and if that venue stays there, invite it down. Just invite it down to do one of those. Go on, see what happens.
To do her lockdown greatest hits. Yeah,
you'll find out she is serious or is actually hilarious. Yeah, I put there was a guy who did one of mine. And he was mentally ill, like really. He goes, "Can I go up, mate?" And I was like, "Yeah, you comic?" He's, "I've not been doing it too long." Like, okay, just go up, whatever.
Wait, which night's this?
This was at that rocking chair place.
Oh right, yeah.
But, and he was fucking weird. He went up and he was like, he'd clearly just got out of like an asylum. I know asylums don't exist anymore, but mental health care.
Yeah.
And he went up and he just read this poem about how he's going to heal society, and it was all this stream of consciousness, like psychosis shit, like free. And he wouldn't get off the stage. I couldn't get him up. It was like, please. I was trying to like shine a light. He was up there like 10 minutes. So you have got to be, careful. To be honest, I put him up there because I thought he might stab me. I don't know whether that was racist of me or whether I was just judgmental, but I was like, I think this man's going to stab me if I don't. I can't remember his name, but it was like. I don't want him to hear it, but it was a ridiculous name.
I don't think he'll hear it, mate.
Yeah, hopefully. He will kill me. He lives around here, though.
Did you see him?
I think his name was Hash. I haven't seen him since. His name was Hash, and when he told me that, I was like, "Oh, that was."
That's not even the good stuff. He could have called himself like Skunk or something like that.
Yeah, dildo, cheese. But he, nice guy. Really nice, obviously nice guy, but mentally ill. Please don't go up at a comedy open mic.
But those are sometimes the funniest. The people who go up and they're like, they go up and sort of they try and do something funny but sort of deep and meaningful about some sort of trauma they've had.
Yeah,
and it's a car crash. You just can't do it. Just go up and tell jokes or try and tell jokes.
I hope you go home and have a car crash on the way, and then you can do an Edinburgh show about that next year.
Yeah.
Like how you were oppressed in hospital.
Yeah. Edinburgh must be a nightmare. People must have lost loads of money from Edinburgh being cancelled.
The whole city, for sure.
Because isn't it after the Football World Cup, Isn't that the event that sells the most tickets, a regular event that sells the most tickets? I'm pretty sure.
Probably, if you think it's a whole, I mean, it's a whole city, isn't it? It's sort of just events all over the place.
Yeah.
And then all that economy going in there, and beer and food not being brought, for sure. But you know, have a break from the egomaniacs for a year, guys.
Oh, mate. So what have you got? So you're doing like Zooms with your like family and stuff like that, and mates. You've done any like piss ups with your mates and stuff?
Yeah. Zoom pubs. So we've been, you know, doing Zoom backgrounds of our old local pubs.
Oh, really? That's
yeah. I'm trying to set up a pub crawl for the next one. Like we can get down to all the pubs. Yeah, done a few of those. There's always that bit. Obviously, I'm here alone as well. There's always that bit where everyone goes, and then it's just me drinking at a computer. So like, I've had 6 drinks. I don't think I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
But they have good fun.
Yeah, they're quite good fun, actually. I was dubious to begin with, but they've been quite good. We had like a few quizzes and stuff like that. And then like poker as well and stuff. So it's not too bad. It's amazing what you can do. I wonder how long it will continue after it all finishes. People will just like stay connected doing this, or they'll just be like, fuck it, I'll go back to not talking to friends for ages.
I think it'll be somewhere in the middle. Like there'll be a bit of a reduction, obviously, because you will be able to go to terrible pubs.
Yeah.
Do shit. But no, I don't know. I think it's opened people's eyes up to a lot. I think more people are remote work more often anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any need. Like a lot of companies, what can they do? It's like, we've proved we can do it. I even said to my boss, I was like, I've proved we can do this. If I don't want to come back or come in half the time, that's what I'm going to do, because you're getting the work done.
It makes sense, because like companies, one of their biggest overheads is like offices and stuff like that, isn't it? So if they can just get rid of those, they'll just do it. Why not?
Yeah, rent my desk out somewhere. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do. My plan is to be honest with you, is to go abroad for part of the year, like every year. And if I want to work or have summer's holiday or work a month abroad.
Yeah, that's not a bad point. You could do that easily, couldn't you? If you've got similar time zones, you're available for calls and decent internet, you could just fuck off anywhere, really.
That's all you need. All you need is email, a bit of Skype and that. And in theory, you can do it. So I think when things open up travel-wise, I'm going to do that for a small amount of time. I'll probably have to quarantine wherever I go for 2 weeks. Yeah. And that I can work for those 2 weeks. And then I'll have 2 weeks holiday or something, wherever I am. So that's the vague plan.
You can't catch a Me Too working at home as well, mate. So that's good.
Exactly. Unless you're, touching up the cat.
Yeah, well,
I haven't got a cat, but
you just fantasize about having one.
Fantasize about fiddling with a cat. Yeah. It's got
weird. So the RSPCA won't take your calls anymore. They refuse to.
I got the RSPCA called on me once when I was a kid. I had a cat and it lived till it's 21 and stuff, and I was young, but a neighbour's cat kept coming round, or some cat, and I kept feeding it. It didn't seem to have anywhere to go. I kept feeding it, and we sort of became friends over a few weeks. And one day it kept coming in. I was like, I had to get it out of the house because whatever. So I picked it up, and it scratched me. Yeah. And my reaction was to drop it and then kick it. So what that looked like, and what it really was objectively, was me drop kicking a cat out of my front door. I was like 11 or 10.
Yeah.
I did. It was just a reaction. It was just like, but a neighbour called the RSPCA, like, some boy has drop kicked a cat. I've just seen him do it like a field goal out the window. So we had the RSPCA go around.
How far did the cat go?
I can't remember. I don't think it was 10, over 20. A house.
Yeah.
It would have been cool if it got like caught on the telephone line.
Yeah. Just to the end of the garden. So that's all good.
Well, no, but I remember being terrified. I was quite a shy kid. And when the RSPCA man came around and I could hear him talk to my mum, I was crying and fucking out of it. But it was a genuine, I didn't mean to drop kick it. It was just a natural reaction.
Yeah, he did dumb shit. I remember we were on holiday in Corfu and there was like a rat in the house. So we all decided to go rat hunting. And we were just chasing this rat around the house. We were more scared of it, really. We were sort of, every time it pop out, we'd freak out. Then one of our mates just like, I can't remember what he threw something at it and hit it and just killed it. And then for the rest of the night, we all just sat there just like, terrible people.
That's like really the movie Very Bad Things, where they kill a hooker. Is it Very Bad Things?
just like a hooker. But Only one of us fucked the rat, so.
Yeah, exactly. So he's got to put the blame on him. But wasn't like, was that Christian Slater and his mates?
I don't think I've seen it, mate.
And I think they were fucking a hooker in like Vegas or something. It was some stag do. And they were fucking her against the wall, and they accidentally impaled her on like a coat hook.
Oh God!
And she just was dead. And then they had to deal with that situation, and it was a whole to do. But I think
is it a comedy or is it like serious? Sounds a bit comic.
Yeah, I guess it was like a dark comedy from the I'd say late 90s, early 2000s.
All right, yeah.
Very bad things. I don't know if it holds up, but I remember a hooker getting killed on the coat hook. But yeah, what happened about the rat thing?
Drew just felt guilty, then we just sort of binned it. Like,
to be honest,
we all did feel really guilty because one of those things, like at the time, we were thinking, we were quite young, I think we were like 17, I think, on holiday.
Yeah.
And we weren't really thinking that we were actually going to get it. And every time it popped out, most of us were like squealing and running away from it. And we were a bit drunk. Then we eventually killed it. We were just like, oh, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Oh, we're terrible people.
My reaction would be the same with a homeless person that I brought home for a sandwich. Hey, come and have a sandwich. And if for some reason you're more scared of it than he was of you, and you threw something at him, dropped a dumbbell on his head, and then it would be like, I didn't mean to kill him, but while we're here, we'll just hide him in the bin.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't phone anyone. It would be like, oh, we just need to solve this problem.
Just tidy it up.
First lads holiday, I assume.
Yeah, it was first lads holiday. Yeah. It was a typical lads holiday. Friend took a shit on someone's doorstep.
Yeah.
That's all. You you look back and you just think, what a bunch of fucking.
What a bunch of cunts. Yeah.
The sort of people you'd hate now.
We went to Ibiza, didn't we? When we were like 18, and there was this it was a big apartment, and we had, I don't know, 8 of us in this apartment. And there was a guy at reception, a security guy, who did nights and stuff. Who we only called Manuel. I think his name, Eke? I don't know if that was his name, but we're like, oi, Manuel.
Just casual racism.
Casual racism, yeah. Xenophobia, but it's John Cleese's fault.
Yeah.
But he was like an older Spanish guy, and every time we were noisy, there was no lift. He had to walk up the stairs and get to our hotel room, and it's like, hey, noisy boys, no noisy boys. I'm like, okay, Manuel, okay, and we'd wait for him to walk down all these flights of stairs, and he'd get to reception, and then we'd like start again and like get absolute pieces of shit.
Yeah, it's bad, isn't it? And God, I know that my kids as well. They're going to get to that age as well. They're going to be a couple of pricks.
Do you notice that about your kids then? Is there a point where you go, you're going to be pretty annoying?
No, they could sort of look like 2 boys. I remember what I was like when I was sort of 15 through to 27.
Yeah.
You're just a bit of a prick, aren't you? Not all the time, but yeah, I just thought you're just going to know. And then if I remember, think about all of the wanking I used to do back during that period when I used to live with my parents, I think, fuck, they're going to be just non-stop wanking all the time. I mean, I'm so glad they're not teenagers now with lockdown.
And then you realise, exactly, it'd just be come down, wouldn't
it? Yeah, literally, yeah. I mean, I find it hard to find time to snip off for a wank, and if there's 3 of us, it'd be a fucking nightmare.
Honestly, I look back at the heavy wanking teenage days of like, your parents know, like they know, right? Because if you had a friend stay, if like Jack Lloyd came to stay, right, and he just started wanking every day, you would, when your missus went in there to take the sheets out, you'd fucking know what's been going on.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yogurty smell.
Yeah. It stinks as well. You don't really, because it's fucking disgusting.
I didn't realise, and also all over the sheets it stayed in it. I didn't really think about that shit. I'm just in a stained, stiff sheet for a week, and then my mum peels it off. Like,
oh man, and they don't say anything. Like I feel like when I'm older, I'm just going to be just like, stop wanking all the time.
I think you've got to address it, and I think maybe not even shit. It'd be like, listen, I know what you're doing,
Yeah.
I know what you're doing, but please, you know.
But do it at Christmas, at the Christmas meal when the rest of the family's around for maximum impact.
Exactly. Do it on the back of, you know, Nan's wig or something. Reminds me of when I know I keep skipping around, but when my granddad died, my nan had...
Hang on, we just moved from wanking to granddad guy. This better be a good link here.
There's a Freudian thing. There's no link, apart from, we can go back to it, but I remember my nan had dementia so bad she didn't know her husband died, which is obviously sad. But my brother sat her down, and she kept giggling and asking where her husband was. It's like, oh, I mean, dead. But my brother sat her down and took out some car shampoo and pretended to shampoo her hair. He didn't actually put it in. I don't know why I just thought of that. She's giggling and her husband's dead and we're sad. And it's just one of those nice family moments.
Is it? Just when you're talking about wanking, just pops into your head.
It did, yeah. There we go.
Oh, dear.
Wank fest for and they know, and now I'm embarrassed for my younger self. Now I'm in my younger self's head, embarrassed that they know. Yeah,
I feel like almost so embarrassed that sometimes I feel like I should address it, like with them, just be like, can we just go back and just want to apologise for all of the times that you'd have to deal with an horrendous mess,
like tissue stuffed down the back of the bed.
Yeah, they never find it. And then miraculously, they just disappear. They just
disappear, because your mum's been in there and gone under everything with a hoover. So what are these 35 wank tissues being here?
I mean, it's not so bad because I was at boarding school, so my mum didn't have to deal with it probably as much as a normal mum of a teenage boy would have to deal with it. But but can you imagine that? Like, I was in a boarding house with like 60 other lads, all aged between the age of 14 and 18, just crazy levels of masturbation going on. It's like an elite level, really. You know, you just bounce ideas off each other. You know, that's why everyone from private schools a bit of a wanker.
Yeah, I knew someone that went to Eton with Prince William or Harry? William, I think.
Probably. If he's your age, then probably.
Yeah. So he worked at Tesco's with me. So he worked at the supermarket. This posh
right. Yeah.
And he came in. He just worked for the summer. You know, big ears and everything. It was real like inbred shit. Yeah. He was actually a really nice guy. Like he was actually, you can tell he was posh as hell. But he actually,
good lad.
I don't know. He just wanted to spend the summer actually working and earning some money.
Yeah.
But yeah, he used to go, getting helicopters to his friends' parties and stuff in the summer.
Happy days.
Happy days. And presumably making deals to become a leader of a country later. And
just a sort of a casual coup somewhere along the lines, or, you know.
Casual coup and free tickets to Epstein's Island.
Yeah.
Later on.
Yeah, that's gone. Epstein's deaths. Murder's gone away.
No one gives a fuck. It's got buried under the aliens, which is under Kobe Bryant, which is under the global pandemic. It's just this layer of like, what? We know what you're talking about.
Now's the time, actually. If you wanted to pull some shit, now's the time to do it. You can always give a fuck, isn't it? You've got some dead bodies. If you actually have killed a homeless man, now's the time to come clean, mate.
I think you could. They put them all up in hotels for a while. Now they're starting to come out a little bit more.
Yeah, I imagine the hotels got pretty bored of that pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah, I mean, why aren't the hotels taking him anymore? I don't know. They're writing their names on the wall and shit. Like,
yeah. I'm sick and tired of stepping on crack pipes in the morning.
I'm not having to go at the homeless people for being homeless, but there's a lot of mental illness there.
Yeah.
And I don't think travelling is set up to cope with it.
No, they're not. No, they're not. No. Yeah.
But business must be bad for them as well because nobody's carrying cash.
No, it's going to. I always try and give any cash I have. I do try and save it because I do feel bad. I always used to give like a few coins here and there. People will say, "Oh, don't do it," because they'll like go and spend it on drugs and drink. Well, fuck it, it's up to them really. I don't make their choices for them. But so I gave some money to one the other day. But yeah, I rarely have any cash these days. I feel like they all have mobile phones. a lot of them do have mobile phones. I feel like if they got like a you can do that Apple Pay
Apple
sensor
Pay,
thing.
yeah.
They got that.
Set it
They
up.
got that
Set it up,
set
lazy. Don't
yeah.
Learn the code, bro. No, what they do now. They sit next to the queue that's queuing up, socially distancing in the Tesco.
Yeah.
But they're so beaten down that they know no one's carrying money. They're like, everyone's
Yeah.
just using their card at the moment. So they're like, oh. Yeah.
There's a cracking lad in my local town near our shop who does the exact thing. Everyone's queuing outside, and he gets absolutely blindo by about 10 o'clock in the morning, and he just sort of strikes up these sort of mental conversations with you while you're outside, and doesn't want to have to occasionally when we're with the kids, to like try and have a conversation with the kids, but he's so battered, none of it's making sense. And it's like, just the kids are just terrified by the end of it because they're not quite sure. They've only ever seen Daddy in that state before, not another man. So.
Yeah, is it like talking to me after an open mic? He's like, he stopped talking and now just shouting slurs out into the street. I don't know what's happened.
Yeah, you do get a few people like that, don't they? Like who just at a certain point just stop making sense.
I mean, I know what happens. Like, this eye closes. This fucking side of my foot, I have a stroke basically every time.
Yeah. The problem is, man, you'll say something to like me, and then you'll look at me as if you're expecting a reply, but I don't know what you said in the first place, so I just got to guess roughly what we were talking about. What you might have said. Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, sure.
That's the best thing to say. I agree. I agree. They probably did round it up to 6 million.
Yeah. Oh dear.
That's what I would say. But I do miss. Well, at first I was like, "Fuck!" I was just enjoying comedy and just enjoying, and also have plans. And it's like, I want to do this, and this.
Yeah. It felt like it was starting to tick along quite nicely. Like starting up a night, getting a few more gigs. Like,
and finding new places to go and that kind of stuff, meeting new people, and then it's just like But quite quickly into this, I did accept it very quickly. It was like, this is just on hold now. And I knew pretty early it's probably this year.
Yeah.
It's kind of gone.
I think this year's right. You got maybe towards Christmas potentially.
Yeah, maybe late autumn, like September, October, you might get something.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not going to be. It's not going to be a small room above a pub.
No. Yeah. No, because they'll still. Do you reckon they'll try and have sort of rules in pubs then of like numbers of people that can gather and all that sort of crap?
I think they'll have to.
Yeah.
I think social distancing will go on for a while, like after Christmas and stuff. I think they'll have to do it. Like, so I was talking with some of the boys this week. Like, what do you do? Dave Flynn said, at some point we will just hire a big Airbnb and do like a socially distancing in a garden or something, which is, it's a reasonable thing, and I'm on board. But you've just got to wait until you're kind of allowed to do that and to get. I mean, again, the Zoom thing's out the question. Somebody floated the idea of doing a drive-in stand-up thing.
Well, I saw that. I saw someone's actually doing it, aren't they? Someone's actually doing it.
Yeah, but again, you're in your cars, and it's kind of like you're still disconnected. I think it's better than Zoom.
Yeah.
But
I think just we have to find like it's just finding like the right little venue where you can still get a few people into a room together and social distance. You've got to keep it a bit separate and stuff.
We know it can't be now. But every 3 weeks they're reviewing it, right? So probably in like 6 weeks might be the earliest they might start thinking about entertainment or whatever. Yeah. Probably be more like 9 or 12. But then what's the weather going to be like? Can you do something in a fucking tent outside, or is it going to have to be in a big room and you space people out and then stagger them back? Yeah, it's going to be weird, whatever it is, because you're going to have to also deal with people that are spaced out, and it's less natural as well.
Yeah. I think it's a tricky one. I think they won't do anything. Nothing will happen. The schools will go back in June, and then nothing will happen until the schools have finished. They won't change the rules again after that until the schools are finished. Yeah. And if the numbers haven't gone up, then once the school's finished, they'll sort of think about opening a few other bits. But entertainment's not till the end, is it? Like pubs and stuff's not till the end.
Pubs and that'll be the last thing, because already like this week there's a lot more open around here. There's a lot more cafes that are open, but takeaway.
Yeah.
And I went for a run the other day, and in the park, they'd open one up in the park, but you can queue and take it away and sit on the grass and stuff. So that kind of stuff's starting to change. But yeah, we need. Yeah, I guess you need to be allowed to do entertainment, I guess.
Yeah, there'll be some sort of rules, isn't there? What are your thoughts on? You hear a few people talking about it's like the various conspiracy theories behind the old corona. Like there's the one which is like, was it like not transferred from a bat or whatever? Was it like from a lab? Was it released on purpose?
So I don't think it's released on purpose. I do keep one foot firmly in conspiracy world, like to check out what's going on over there. I do obviously like it, the whole Epstein thing. More kind of mainstream in the end, I guess. But I don't think it was on purpose. I think the lab thing is legitimate or a possibility. It's in the same town. They do research coronavirus.
Yeah.
They do research on animals.
Then what about coronavirus being used to like start to control populations and all this?
Yeah, so I do listen to some like of that.
Yeah.
That end of things, but like I guess like conspiracy farm, tinfoil hat. Like I do dip in and go. Yeah. But then I sometimes I'm like I just dip back out again because there's a lot.
Yeah.
They can go too far.
The problem I find with conspiracy theory and conspiracy theorists is they do have some good legitimate points, but then they take it too far and then it goes too crazy. Yeah.
Dare I say it? I don't even allowed to say his name on YouTube, but Alex Wones, he has had some legitimate points in the past, and then it's interdimensional child molesters. So why do we have to cross dimensions?
But he got that right, didn't he? He got that right. With that.
Oh yeah. He was 10 years.
Yeah. That's crazy, isn't it? Like, because I thought, because I've heard him on like various things ages ago. I thought this guy's mental. There's no way that there's like a big cabal of rich, famous people molesting children on like an all-wide scale. But it turns out there was.
It's been my entire act for a year as well.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely it is, and they do have legitimate stuff. But then you do get that. I don't know. The truth is probably some combination of all these things, but not. I don't think it's a deliberate thing. Everyone's fucked. Everyone.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's not that dangerous in that our heads aren't hemorrhaging when we get it. So I don't know. I'm not. Yeah, it's real. It's a real thing. I don't think it's a massive plan to control the population. But while you do bring in emergency powers, governments have before kept those emergency powers after they need them.
Yeah, Hitler did.
That's the concern. Like Hitler did, and after 9/11, you have all the ridiculous shit.
Oh yeah, of course,
You can do, and then all the Guantanamo Bay stuff, and like we can just arrest you, say you're a terrorist, and you never go to trial. You never have a trial.
You just go directly to jail. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, so that stuff's still here. So then now there's a precedent of, I guess, we can tell you not to work, we can keep you in. That stuff we should probably
fine you for being out.
On that.
Yeah, like it's the fines for being outside and going out, which are not.
Fines for being outside or like meeting a family member. Like,
yeah, that's cunty.
Or like going to a funeral.
Yeah.
That's the hard
some stuff.
Like, and you do look at that, and then I do listen to the conspiracy stuff and go, well, China welds people in their houses, and just. Those people go into vans. They won't go in a hospital at the beginning of the coronavirus. They were never seen again.
Yeah, there was some crazy things they did, wasn't there? They had these like isolation like tents. Basically, you had to just go and get in a crappy tent and stay in there for 2 weeks or whatever it was.
Yeah, but I mean, I think there's like Korea did a good thing. I think they had this app early on, but a lot of this, I don't like it being politicized. I don't like people like this is all the government's fault. Of course, every government made mistakes across the world, right? I don't think there's one that didn't. You can say like South Korea did a good job, but they've had this shit before. They've had pandemics and all that. They can react. I think this is a preparation for. They either pretty sure there's going to be a second wave, so we're kind of now a bit more prepared for it, or there's more, and we know that the likelihood of other pandemics is higher now than it has been before because of how much travel there is.
Yeah.
Or what we're doing to animals and stuff. So there'll probably be more of this shit. So at least there's some kind of infrastructure now for when we do get one that's really bad.
It's good to have like a little tester that just. I mean, that's obviously killed some people, but it's not as serious as it potentially originally people thought and stuff like that. So yeah, it's good to have a little practice run, as it were. As long as people don't forget.
But as far as I'm not balls deep in the conspiracy stuff. I take a little taster. I'll spit on the minge of a conspiracy theory.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure that they didn't land on the moon. I'm pretty sure they didn't land on the moon because if you look back in like those, was it 60s, whatever.
Yeah.
Their computers were like these big things on the wall with just tapes. They're just giant tape players, like with things going back and forth. And they were fucking shit. Yeah. You can't land on the moon with a tape player. Well, even it doesn't matter how big the tape player is. You can't land on the moon.
The moon thing one is interesting because a lot of the photos, the press photos, like when I was a kid, I'd have like greatest events of the 20th century, and there's a big picture of an astronaut in space and on the moon. A lot of those pictures were faked.
Yeah.
Because the ones that they got weren't good quality, or they'd been zapped by the radiation or something on the way back. So they made some in a studio, and like that sort of stuff. Or when they're walking on the moon, some of those pictures were in a studio in like Burbank in LA.
Yeah.
Because they did that, it's like, well, did you do all of it?
Yeah.
Because there's all the rumors of Stanley Kubrick, right? Of Stanley Kubrick directed the moon landing. That's the big conspiracy theory. And
I don't think they did it.
In The Shining, he's got all the little things, and some of them are about the moon landing, like little kids wearing a little rocket. There's some documentary on all the shit in The Shining.
Yeah. I think of all the conspiracy theories I've heard, that would be the one that if that found out that was true, I'd be like, yeah, I completely buy that.
And also that we haven't been back since, or like been interested in it for like
or going,
years. Yeah. Or they did find Transformers on the moon, and that did happen.
Oh, of course, yeah, on the dark side of the moon.
On the dark side of the moon. Or there's zombie Nazis on there, which I think is another.
Is that a film? What film's that?
I think it's a film. I'm trying to remember. I think there's zombies on the dark side of the moon.
Sure, or you've just been in isolation too long, mate. You're just like, there's definitely zombie Nazis on the moon. I know there is.
I wish there was that. Sexy clothes. My neighbours did hear that. I don't know.
Oh, dear.
Don't want to keep you too long in conspiracy world because we're rattling on a little while. But yeah, so overall you're doing well mentally.
I'm done with it. I'm pretty done with it. Yeah, I mean, it's not too. Initially, I was kind of enjoying it actually because you're just sort of in the house with all the family in the house. Stuff is quite good, but yeah, sort of slowly over the sort of the weeks. Yeah, I'm just. But then the thing is, if I think about what I would do once it's all over, I can't really. There's nothing I'm burning wanting to do. It's just generally getting a bit of your sort of own space a bit.
Own space, bit of freedom. I want to leave the city.
Yeah.
I want to get out of my city and go wherever. So I'll see family and all that stuff. But also, be able to travel, be able to go to a pub, please. That would be nice. Well, not burning to do it, but it'd be nice to do. And then
see mates face to face and be good. All that sort of stuff.
And some comedy stuff would be good.
I think the kids are sick of us as well. I think they're ready to go. They keep talking about going up to see grandma. They're like, we've got to go and see someone who's less of a fucking pain.
Yes,
I mean, thank God for screen time. I mean, without the iPad, the PlayStation, and the TV, it's like the third parent. In fact, it's a significantly better parent than.
If you actually had to parent your children in this time,
it'd be really difficult. But as Donald Duck's doing it for us. I don't know why I came up with Donald Duck as a reference. The kids never watched Donald Duck. Yeah, I said a boomer comment, wasn't it? Donald Duck.
Watching Mickey Mouse, are you?
The kid hasn't watched Donald Duck in ages. They didn't even know who Donald Duck was. They saw him.
I'd hit my kids. Okay, what do you mean? Sorry, we're watching like the kid version of Pornhub, like the child Netflix. I don't know what that would be or why I said that. I don't know what that would be.
The kid version of Pornhub. I don't know.
Wouldn't it just be like kids hugging each other and like?
I know because my kids hate, like they wouldn't hug their mates. All like
could be a hate hug.
A hateful hug.
hug.
Yeah. Well, they get those from me most days. So They won't be missing that.
There we go. So I kind of resent you, but I've got to do it. We can't.
Yeah.
We can't just leave you these days like a rat in.
Well, yeah, because I've got such a bad pension plan that I need them to be rich when they're older, so I can actually afford to retire.
That'll be the plan. And you just keep them playing the lottery at home. Like, don't let them out. Your job is to play the lottery.
I've been playing the lottery quite significantly, actually. I've been spending a fair bit of my.
I've been gambling. I don't really gamble that much, but because there was nothing to bet on for 2 months.
Oh yeah, we've been
now I bet on the UFC and the Bundesliga.
Oh yeah.
But I won some money. I'm up the weekend, so yeah, gambler's fallacy. I'm sure I'll continue. It'll be fine.
I might start gambling. Actually, now you mentioned it, yeah, I might start betting on stuff.
Get on that short odds train. Get on the short odds train and just make a little bit and withdraw some and make a little bit more.
Yeah, withdraw some, yeah.
And then take the odd risk at a 6-1 or whatever.
That's how it starts. My granddad had Parkinson's, and Parkinson's gives you a really addictive personality.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So he used to have his like bookie on speed dial 1 on his phone, but we had to go in and see the bookie and say that he has to like be limited to how much money he could gamble, because he was just burning through it. He's just burning through it.
I like a little piss about every now and then, but I've never really had a gambler's heart.
So I've never got into it because I've never won. So I've never had that sort of like thrill of like, getting a big win where it's sort of like, I'm going to get into it. Just never won. And I haven't got the patience for things like poker and stuff like that. I can't be fucked to sit around and just like waiting stuff.
I just get on Sky Bet, do the odd football game, like outright winner.
Yeah. If you could bet on Uno, I'd be into that. I can make some money on Uno for sure.
My granddad was a really bad bettor, actually. He owned like a building company, and he would take all the guys' wages and gamble with their wages every Friday, and that would be, they would get paid on next week.
Oh, fucking hell! That's a proper gambling.
Yeah, my dad told me when he was like 16, 17, he had to go and drive and pick him up from wherever he was. It was probably some illegal poker game.
Yeah. And
he had a big pile of cash on the table. He had to try and get him out, and when he left, he had like a $5.
Jesus.
There we go.
I mean, of all the addictions, I feel gambling's the shittest one to have.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because
you're still burning. I mean, you're burning through money no matter what addiction you have. But at least if you've got like a coke addiction, you're still getting like.
You're fucked up. You're telling everyone about your Kickstarter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Think how many like business ideas you have.
In fact, I'm going to get some cocaine after this call. You've inspired me.
Just for your birthday, mate. Just by yourself. Just come up. Just get you a pad of paper.
Joey Diaz it.
Yeah. You put you in a pad of paper, and you come up with $1 million idea.
There it is, and then I'll never be able to have enough to invest. I'll spend it all on more cocaine, and that will be the. It'll make a great story for next year's stand-up.
Yeah.
But it could also, give me a twitch permanently.
We'll get you 5 minutes of material, mate. That's all that matters.
Literally, but in the psychotic world of, like I said before, driving to Birmingham, or me going from at work all day, going to Cardiff to Bristol to Birmingham, and then all the way back, getting in at 2 a.m. for about 7 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy, isn't it? The lengths you go to for a little bit of stage time.
I would kill for it. But you better go and take care of your kids, didn't you?
Yeah. Best cook some supper, mate. Yeah.
There we go. Get rid of you.
Nice
I had no idea what this content is like today. I think we talked about the conspiracy. We both agree the moon isn't real. In fact, Bob convinced me the moon is real, but we didn't go to it.
Yeah.
Probably the virus is real, but stop being a pussy. Go out.
Nazi zombies, mate. Don't forget the Nazi zombies. That's probably
that's
the
a film, and I'm gonna prove it to you. It's not just in my
Okay, mate. Yeah. And next time you're talking about wanking, maybe don't do a segue to your grandma.
I was just about to draw a swastika on my forehead, comedy timing, but then thought they take that sort of shit down these days, don't they?
Yeah, they do, mate. Yeah. Draws just a star of David, just to prove them, just to show that you're really.
The thing is, then I'll forget and go up the corner shop in an hour. That's what will happen.
Yeah.
All right, mate.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nice.
Cool.
All right,
nice
we'll go and cook the stuff, and I'll stop this podcast as we do all the others. Stay ethnic and fuck off.
Yeah,
This
nice.
is Rob. Oh, we didn't see your name. This is Rob Grubb. Do you have Instagram or anything? The three people that this team.
What's that, mate?
Do you have any social media that you want people to look at?
No, mate. I don't have any social media that's worth looking.
Fuck off.